Good day, family. God bless you wherever you are tuning in across the world. You are viewing and listening to another exciting show of Senior Talk with Clara Hubbard, your resource and information show for people getting better with age. Well, guess what, y'all? This is our first ever episode of Success After 60. That's right. We are going to take the country by storm with this title. So none other than my spiritual sister is joining us. She was the first person that came to mind when I said success after 60. She took off her skates, I'm sure, because she is a busy woman, grandmother, philanthropist, educator. Let me tell you, she is a godly woman. And I wore this rock the wrap in honor of her because she can wear a wrap. Some of her beautiful garments. So we did it all today. So joining me today is Miss Debra Blackmon Parish. Woo! Let me tell you, just love me some her. And we are going to start off by giving a special thank you to our good sister, none other than the Reverend Dr. Jacqueline Trish Atkins.
Yes.
We met at the Gold Rush Women's Conference, which is coming up soon. You all hear more about that. And go ahead, Deborah, you introduce yourself and then tell them how we met and became spiritual sisters.
You already said my name. We became spiritual sisters because of the Gold Rush Women's Conference. My initial trip to the Gold Rush Conference was not to get what I ended up getting out of it. Mm-hmm. It changed my life. I believe we were sitting across the aisle from each other, and we had some type of you
know what it is? She made us accountability partners.
That's right. That's what it was. We had to be accountable. And you were sitting there, I was sitting there. I think we looked at each other and we pointed at each other at the same time. You want to be my accountability a partner? And it's been love ever since. I was so grateful for that. So grateful. Remember, I gave you a card.
Yes.
Okay, so that's how we met, and we've been joined at the hip ever since.
So tell us about that one statement, because we are in the month of love, and you said you received something that you were not expecting to receive at that conference. Was that your first year attending?
That was my first year. First year. And I actually went there kicking and screaming. Someone had bought me a package and I was upset about it. How's somebody going to plan what I'm going to do during my time?
Yeah.
Got there, fell in love, and said, I will never, ever, ever miss another one. Absolutely. I received so much love, and I also learned how to be more accountable to myself, because sometimes we can get off on those different tracks and thinking that we need to do everything for everybody but not do anything for ourselves. Having an accountability partner helps. And listen, you have kept me on my toes all the way. Okay, we may not talk to each other every day, but we text, we email. And I'm loving it. I was even at your wedding.
It was a great time. And so we are now taking a time, because this success after 60, it could not have started without you being our first guest. You've taken you've taken on an element of, as you say, retired but rewired. So tell us about that. I love it. I said, woo, that's the show in itself. So tell us about those two terms and how you're making them work for yourself.
Before I became retired, I worked as, I grew up on the west side of Chicago, best side. I also grew up with 6 siblings. 2 are now deceased. And my mom was hardworking. She wanted us, no matter what, she wanted us to be the best at whatever we do. She said, if you're going to wash floors, wash floors. You're going to clean toilets, be the best at it. I knew that I wanted to be in a field where I could benefit from helping people. I wanted to be a politician, wasn't good at that, but I thought about teaching, and that's what I ended up in. I started teaching. In fact, I taught for 34 years.
Well, let me say,
13 years.
it's not being a soldier, but it's close to it. So thank you for your service.
Thank you. You're welcome.
That's a
Thank you, and
long
you're
time.
welcome. I taught every grade between kindergarten and freshman year of high school.
Mm,
Even while I was teaching, I felt there was something else that I needed to do, and I did some things, here and there, dibble dabble on the side.
yeah.
Before I retired, I decided, oh my gosh, I had family. I have 3 daughters. I have 7 grandchildren. I have a host of godchildren, a host of nieces, great nieces, cousins. But even though I'm considered the matriarch of the Blackmon clan, I still wanted to do something else because you can only talk so much. You can only do so much in a classroom.
Right.
I retired. I said, okay, I know what I'll do. I'll start traveling. I've been a lot of different places. Everybody called me around the world girl. I haven't been everywhere, but I've been to Dubai. I've been to Morocco. I've been to Italy. I've been places in the United States. But I kept saying it's something else I needed to do. The rewire part comes at I've always been rewired. I've always wanted to keep moving because I just did not. I said, the day that I leave this earth plane is not going to be because I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So anybody who knows me knows that I'm everywhere and I do a lot of things. After rewiring, after doing the traveling, COVID hit. But in the meantime, I was setting things up for myself.
Yeah.
One of the things I did was I became a Toastmaster. And being a Toastmaster teaches you how to become a better leader, as well as a better writer, as well as a better speaker.
Mm-hmm.
People think, you were teaching, you knew how to talk. It's totally different when you're standing in front of a group of people and they're looking at you like now.
Right.
Like now.
Right.
I kept on when I first heard about Toastmasters. I went and said, I don't want to be a Toastmaster. I did join. I actually almost got out because they changed the program to Pathways. So now I'm not ready for that change. But rewiring is preparing yourself for change.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I kept the path going, and now I am a DTM, which is a Distinguished Toastmaster. It's a lot of work. It's just like going to school. It's a lot of work. It's like when I got my master's degree. It's a lot of work, but you have to be hungry enough to do it.
Yeah.
And as Les Brown says, as long as you can, even if you fall, as long as you can look up, you can get up.
That's right. So now you are into another journey in your life.
Yes.
And that is with a focus on CBD and the benefits.
Correct.
Let me be very clear. The country at large, everybody is CBD across the country. However, there has to be education. There has to be knowledgeable people that can present it to our community. We do have a video that we're going to share, but we want to talk to you about why was this the next phase for you or the next journey for you with your family. And as we were talking in our virtual green room, why was CBD another thing that you wanted to venture into?
Okay.
So we're going to play the video. How about
okay?
Then we'll bring it in.
Yes.
All right. So everyone, we have this video. We do not own the rights to it. We want to be very clear. But let's hear from this beautiful doctor, and then we're going to come back with more programming here on Success After 60 with Debra Blackmon Parrish.
Hello, my name is...
All right. I was working it. It's going to be a little... Okay, but we're going to have to keep talking.
Hello, my name is Dr. David Allen. I'm a retired cardiac surgeon and a member of the International Cannabinoid Research Society, ICRS. That means I'm a cannabinoid research scientist. And I'm here to tell you about the discovery of the endocannabinoid system, the ECS, and the significance and how it will change medicine. And we discovered the endocannabinoid system about 30 years ago, and we really didn't understand the significance of its discovery. And so we found out that this is a chemical communication that your body has. It's not electrical, it's chemical, and it's kind of like the hormone systems that people are familiar with. And your body makes these cannabinoids. They're endogenous, so they're endocannabinoids, and they perform some miraculous functions in the body. And we're just learning the significance of these functions. And basically, the endocannabinoid system is responsible for homeostasis. Most people don't understand what that really means, but it's the body's ability to maintain itself and function in the proper environment. And so it's critically important that that doctors in the future understand this control mechanism. And we're finding out that that manipulation of this endocannabinoid system will control diabetes. It controls cancer. It controls whether you can survive a heart attack or stroke. And so this is critically important for doctors to understand this new science. And the discovery of the endocannabinoid system is the single most important medical scientific discovery ever, and will save more lives than the discovery and application of sterile surgical technique. And I'm a heart surgeon saying that. So more people will be saved by manipulation of the endocannabinoid system than are currently saved by surgery.
But recent research has been looking at cannabis and the different cannabinoids. There's over 80 plus cannabinoids discovered in the cannabis plant. The second most dominant one besides THC is cannabidiol or CBD. Okay. And the research now is over 1,200 peer-reviewed journals on CBD. It's probably the most exciting and researched ingredient or substance right now around the world. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have the psychoactive or high that is associated with THC, but it has a tremendous amount of other benefits, including research shows anti-seizure, anti-epileptic, which is why it's gotten a lot of popularity. You do a lot with children with seizure disorders, and they're getting benefits from this plant in a safe, non-toxic way versus all these drugs that typically don't work. Mm-hmm. And there's neuroprotective benefits, so you see a lot with concussions and the NFL. There's a lot of research being done now with chronic traumatic encephalopathy or chronically banging your head a lot. There's anti-anxiety, which is really important. It's the anti-THC of sorts. It calms you down. It helps you manage stress better, which is how I look at it. It's much more as a preventative or daily use substance than just treating disease states. And there's immune support. There's it's a huge antioxidant. There's just a tremendous. It's easier sometimes to talk about what it doesn't do than what it does.
Dr. Alan Shackelford is a Harvard-trained physician. He's also among a handful of doctors in Colorado who give prescriptions for medical marijuana. From the moment Charlotte entered his office, he knew she was in trouble. While he was just examining her, she had 2 seizures.
She'd failed everything. There were no more options for her. Everything had been tried, except cannabis.
Here's how scientists think it might work. Marijuana is made up of 2 ingredients. THC, that's the psychoactive part that makes you high, and CBD, also called cannabidiol. It's the CBD that scientists think modulates electrical and chemical activity to help quiet the excessive activity in the brain that causes seizures.
I've been telling my patients to cut.
Dr. Julie Holland is the editor of The Pot Book, a complete guide to cannabis.
For a long time, the work on cannabis and epilepsy was sort of inconclusive. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. They couldn't quite figure it out. And it's only when they really started separating THC from CBD that they saw, definitively, yes, CBD seems to really stop seizures.
What is it about hemp that's so controversial? Why is it always in the news lately? And is it only because it's tied to medical marijuana? Can it be good? I'll leave the legal discussion to the lawyers. What I'm interested in are potential health benefits. Hemp, cannabis, that plant that can be legally grown all over the world and is often used in marijuana production. With all this news, I decided to do a little digging and to try to figure out why hemp is so controversial. I mean, hard liquor is legal and it has no redeeming health qualities whatsoever. So does hemp have any redeeming qualities? We'll find out. With us is the author of Cancer, Step Outside the Box, Ty Bollinger. Hi, Ty. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Carol.
One of the really incredible things I was reading about in your book was hemp.
Yeah.
Marijuana, basically.
Right.
Tell us the history of hemp, because I found this quite unusual.
Well, hemp has the reputation now as being this evil weed. But the medicinal history of hemp is quite fascinating. Back as far back as the 1930s, there were medicinal hemp tinctures in almost every pharmacy in the United States.
Hang on, I want to go even further back.
Yeah.
Didn't you write in your book that Washington and Jefferson and Lincoln and all these presidents actually grew hemp, so it was legal to grow everywhere?
They did.
And they could use it as they wanted to use it?
Yes, as a matter of fact, some farmers in the colony of Virginia were required to grow hemp. And so it's such a good fiber, very good for making clothes, a lot of different industrial uses for hemp.
Ford thought it was strong enough to make a car out of it, and he did.
One
it was as strong as steel.
Yeah, one of the first Model Ts was actually made from hemp, and it ran on hemp fuel.
And then the enemy of hemp was William Randolph Hearst.
With paper. Well, yeah,
Explain
with the newspapers. Well, hemp is a much more efficient way to make paper. In 1 acre of hemp, you can do 10 times the amount of paper than 1 acre of trees.
So why did he want it outlawed?
Because he owned thousands of acres of forest that when he owned paper.
So this is a political thing. It had really nothing to do with hemp itself.
Exactly. It really didn't. It was more about the money. It was more about eliminating the competition. And so that's why hemp was demonized and thought of as this evil weed. They put out propaganda films like Reefer Madness and so forth to make people afraid of hemp. When in reality, that's one small use of hemp, the recreational use, which is we call it marijuana. But that was a slang term that they developed to make people afraid of it.
Oh, heck, Mary Jane, doobies, everything. I mean, they've got a lot of slang terms for it. So in the 1930s, they made tinctures. What were they making the tinctures for, and why were they doing these tinctures?
Well, I mean, the medicinal uses of hemp are just numerous. The hemp helps, well, we can talk about the cancer effects of hemp, but it helps with inflammation. It's very anti-inflammatory. It helps with seizures. It's very effective with PTSD for the vets that are coming back that have post-traumatic traumatic stress disorder. Mm-hmm. Very effective at treating that. It's an anti-inflammatory. But then the uses of hemp for cancer, what I've studied, because of my book, Cancer Step Outside the Box, and the number of cancers, there's about a dozen different cancers that have been studied in depth with medicinal marijuana, with hemp. And so the studies, from brain cancer to prostate cancer to pancreatic cancer, uterine cancer, cervical cancer, prostate cancer, it's amazing.
Okay, so what is in hemp that it's this THC, correct?
Well, there's chemicals that are called cannabinoids.
Right.
THC is short for delta-9 tetrahydrocannabinol.
I'm glad you said it because I couldn't.
That's the only time I'll get it right. I'm glad I got it right. So that's the one, THC is the one cannabinoid that everyone's familiar with. That's the one that's psychoactive, and that's the one that gets you high if you smoke it.
Okay.
But there's other cannabinoids. One is called CBD, cannabidiol, and it's very medicinally used. There's no psychoactive component of CBD.
So what do? Extract these, they make tinctures, or you can make tea out of?
You can make tea, you can eat it. It's a great superfood. You're into raw. A lot of people use raw hemp in their superfood.
Well, do you get high off of hemp if you eat it as a superfood?
No, well,
or just the seeds.
You've got to heat the THC to make it become psychoactive. So people that eat the plant, they put in a smoothie. You know, the super green smoothies. Right. You're not going to get high off of that because you didn't superheat it.
But is it then, if you put it in a smoothie like that, is it good prevention to cancer?
It is. It's very well. It's got a perfect ratio of omega-3 to 6 fatty acids. It's got more GLA, gamma-linolenic acid, than any other plant. So it's got some really great fats. You're well aware of the importance of good fats in your diet.
Yeah.
So hemp it's a perfect superfood to eat. But it's also medicinal.
I just never understood why hemp had gotten such a bad rap, and now I understand that it was really politically motivated by somebody who owned basically trees and didn't want to be in competition with the hemp to make paper. And yet throughout the years after that, so many people suffered because of that.
Yeah.
So I guess it's actually a good thing that people are coming around a little bit.
It is. I'm really encouraged about the different legislation in different states that are trying to legalize medicinal hemp because of the fact that it is so good. It's not just a superfood. It's not just great for industrial uses, as we've mentioned, but it's a really good medicine.
Thank you so much for coming on, Ty. I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Carol. Appreciate it.
All right. So let me say this. They were saying so many things that were triggers. First of all, as we are currently living through a pandemic, our disparities are still in place.
Yeah.
They mentioned diabetes. They mentioned stroke. They mentioned anxiety and stress and multiple things and seizures. Now, what I want you to bring from your knowledge is how you were able to introduce it, maybe how you got involved and what the benefits you're seeing of being a part of this CBD industry.
you're correct. There are a lot of things that they said, but one of the main things, there are a lot of main things. One of the main things is we have this system is called ECS, which is called the endocannabinoid system. And it is a system that is automatically in our body. Within that system, we have 10 receptors. Okay, and those 10 receptors are the brain, the heart, teeth, stomach, your skin, your bowels, your kidneys, liver, lungs, and eyes. Those receptors crave cannabinoids to maintain the homeostasis, which is the healthy part, to balance your system. I got involved with CBD, as I said before, because I started having some of those things they were talking about, blood pressure issues, blood sugar, arthritis, don't want him in my body, depression, PTSD, you name it. When you get over a certain age, regardless of what you do, those things do become prevalent in your life. You can wish it away, but it doesn't go away. You have to find something to help you. I am a person, I believe in doctors. I love doctors. However, I don't believe in all of the medicines that are prescribed, because my philosophy is it should be, I'm on this to treat what needs to be treated, and then that's it. So in the meantime, I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to be on this medication all my life. I started checking into CBD as well as for my granddaughter. If you know, one of the things that Dr. Allen was talking about with one of the other doctors about, they brought this girl in and she was having seizures. And that reminded me of my granddaughter. I have a granddaughter who her seizures are controlled with medication, but then there's another component of epilepsy. So she has epilepsy. So if her eye and her lip is twitching all day long, that's how many tiny seizures she is having. Yes. And my daughter had checked into some other places and none of those things were working. I found this company that I'm involved in. I said, well, let's try this. Soon as she was given the oil and some of the gummy, it stopped instantly. My daughter could tell you, if she was on this call right now, her daughter has not had for 7 straight months, has not had any incidences of twitching, epilepsy, nothing. But again, of course, she is on medication. I just want to give a disclaimer. I'm not a physician. I'm not a licensed physician. Everything that I'm talking about is not for anyone. It's for anyone who is 18 and older.
Yes.
Okay, and then you have to do your own research. These are the things that I've benefited from. I'm not saying that it's going to that you're going to have the same results, because it has everything to do with how you're living your life. What are you feeling? What are you feeding your body?
Yeah.
What are you feeding your body? And so, like I said, I have had pain. I've had chronic pain. Who does not have pain over the age of 60? I've talked to 20 and 30-year-olds who now have some type of pain. So what do you do with it? If you're 20, you don't want to be in a position where you're on medication all of your life. You need to do some research and find out what works for you. What works for me and what works for other family members is CBD. And CBD is short for cannabidiol. And like I said, there are a lot of different things that it benefits. I'm just going to recapture the conditions that you may have: blood pressure, blood sugar, hormones, cholesterol, insomnia, chronic fatigue, arthritis, back, shoulder, and knee pain, headaches and migraines, PTSD, anxiety, depression, psoriasis, tumors, seizures, fibromyalgia. There are so many diseases that are out there that we end up with for some odd reason. It could be a myriad of things. It could be genetic. It could be the foods that we eat. So you have to start. I'm encouraging everyone to not wait until you get my age, okay, over 60. Start looking into some things that could help you right now. I am so grateful that you have me on this show, because I get to talk to everyone of every age. Yes. And it's about how are you living? How are you living? The other part of that is being grateful and having a service to offer. One of my main goals is to make sure that I am servicing people. I can't help everybody, but I can give you some exposure to something where you can make your own educational decisions about what you want to do. We have this, the company that I work for was founded by 4 Black African American women who have researched these products. We also have doctors that are on invested in the company. If anyone is interested, my email has been popping up there. Is SWAC rocks for healing at gmail.com. I will be more than happy to send you any more information that you need, including a direct link to my website. Again, you have to think about, how are you living?
Mm-hmm.
How are you living? What are you thinking? What are you doing? All of us have some type of talent. Find some way to serve and be grateful and offer it to other people. This CBD business is a $1 billion business. Yes, I would like some part of that $1 billion, but subconsciously, I want some part of healing. And that's what I want for other people. I want people to get some type of salvation with some of the things that they're going through, the health challenges that they have.
Absolutely.
I had knee surgery. It was one of the most painful things that I think I've gone through. The knee surgery was worse than childbirth for me.
Wow.
Yes, and I used the cream. They gave me the shot. They told me, you're probably going to be limping. You're going to end up with that. I said, okay. I delved more into CBD. I've been using this pain cream on my knees. I would kick if you can see me kick. I have to tell everybody, it's not just about what you can do for yourself. It's about what you can do for others. And I tell the story about my granddaughter. I tell the story about myself. I know of other people who've had blood pressure issues, been taking medication, and now doing the CBD oil. So as the video said, there are a lot of healthy components to CBD, and please do not get it confused with marijuana.
Yes.
Marijuana is to get you high. CBD is medicinal purposes only, and is to help you heal.
Let me say this. You are 100% right. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring on more experts, because I know my show is very influential in so many communities, and I want to have that conversation. And I'm glad you stressed that point, because I know one fact. Years ago, my uncle, he had a stroke. And one thing he did was he started using the CBD. And I'm kid you not, you could see his skin color change.
Wow.
Plus, he was also juicing and growing his fruits and vegetables. But the whole point was he took charge of himself.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that we can learn, and we have to bring you back again, because we want to learn about our own bodies. A lot of us are moving and walking on these feet and using our hands, but we don't know about our bodies. And so that is an element we have to learn to practice. That self-care element has to kick in.
Yes.
And I believe, and I'm 100% with you. I only go to a few doctors. I.e. the dentist, the eye doctor. Literally, my chiropractor is one of the smartest men I know. Because when I thought I was going to I had a small tear in my meniscus, he was like, you don't need surgery. You need to tighten up the knee to the waist, exercise, and do the ice method. And I did not have to have surgery. Honest to God, it's been over 3 years. And then we used the bio cream and all that stuff. But there was something that he said, this is about you.
Yes.
This is about you. This is not about me giving you medicine and trying to fill a prescription and all that. It's about you and what you're going to do to self-heal this one ailment. Because I wore different shoes. I didn't wear shoes. I like to walk. I mean, it was a combination of things. It was all on me. But I had to learn to tone my body from my knees to my waist, which was putting the pressure on my knee. Who would have known it? And so it makes a whole lot of difference. So what we're going to do, we're going to revisit this again. We definitely have Debra Blackmon Parrish back with us. Her information is scrolling. Let me tell you, we're going to also have this podcast on other elements. So we'll be sure to share this with our communities. And we're asking all of you, this is old school, but I'm going to say it. All my children is not on at 12 o'clock no more. So at 12 noon, you need to gather your friends. Get on Senior Talk with Claire Hubbard on YouTube at 12 noon, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and check out our programming, because we are here to serve you. So what is your closing statement? You were awesome. You were awesome. You were awesome. What is your
I have a
closing
couple
statement?
of things to say. First of all, I want to let everyone know to please send me an email. You have my email and my telephone number. I don't have enough time to go into everything, but I can give you more information about the company that I've invested my money, my time, my life into, that my children are also investing in. It's about creating a legacy, freedom, wealth, and health for yourself. Health being number one. The other closing remark is thank you for having this platform, because seniors we do talk. We do talk, and it's about what we have to offer so that when you do get to this age, you can say, oh, I'm on the good foot. Okay, I got to get there. I'm trying to get there. So thank you so much for this platform. I appreciate you. You are my spiritual sister forever and a day.
And it works itself out. So everyone, we want to thank you again. Please note that you're going to visit Senior Talk Media. This will also be available on Senior Talk with Clara Hubbard on YouTube. Some are watching it on Facebook Live, and it will show on our sister station, WOSD Radio, on this upcoming Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Time. So everyone, God bless you. Thank you for being a part of our day. And what we will say in closing, in complete darkness, we're all the same. It is only our knowledge and wisdom that separate us. Don't let your eyes deceive you. I've been Clara Hubbard, your granddaughter in the community, and your friend in service and in love. Peace and blessings. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.